we're laughing, we're scrubbed and ready to go. Hello from Fiffen and Faffen. I'm the string and I'm the bow. I'm the string man, I'm the captain. I'm the rain and I'm the dough. If you're in need of cheer and life is getting you down, we'll dry your fallen tear and we'll chase away that frown. Hello from Fiffen and Faffen. Hello from Jerry and Joe. When we hear you clapping, it sets our heart aglow.
We present Fiffen and Faffen, the Comeback Kids. Episode 4, Hoots and Toots.
Folks, you left us with Joe feeling stunned after reading a letter from his wife, Anna, saying she wanted a separation. That was a few days ago, and he's just starting to come round. Oh, I try and cheer him up each morning when he came down for breakfast. Of course, it wasn't easy, but this morning, I felt something special. Good morning, Joe.
Is it?
I'll pull back the curtains and have a look. Well, the sky's a bit overcast, but I can't honestly see any dark clouds, so we could get sunny periods later on.
Right. That saves me turning on the weather forecast.
You don't want to listen to that anyway. You know, I watched it the other night, and the weatherman said there was going to be 3 degrees in Glasgow, but he didn't say whether there were the real 3 degrees or a tribute act.
Jerry, your jokes are going to be wasted on me today. I couldn't sleep a wink last night. Kept thinking about Anna, our favourite song, kept going through my head.
Which one was that?
Lady in Red.
Was she wearing a red dress the night you met?
White. She's wearing a white dress, but I spilled red wine over it. We laughed about it ever since. Now the laughter's over. Every time I hear the word red, I crack up.
Well, we better not watch the World Snooker Championships tonight on the telly.
How do you mean?
Well, the red snooker balls.
Do you have to make a joke about everything?
I'm sorry, Joe. I just wanted to cheer you up. Here, have a tissue.
This tissue's been used.
Well, it says on the box, 2 blows of tissue. No, that's another joke. Look, is there any way I can help? Maybe I could mediate between you two.
Thanks, Jerry, but it'll be all right.
Isn't there any chance of a reconciliation?
Well, I got up in the middle of the night and I wrote her a letter to see if we could meet, maybe discuss things,
Well, that's a good start. Listen, I'll put the kettle on. Oh, and I almost forgot. I've got something to help cheer you up. Joe, remember we were talking recently about our first television appearance on, what was that talent show we were on? It was called,
Your Big Break.
Ah, that's it. Would you believe I've managed to dig it out? Joe, you'll howl at this. I've actually got her.
Yeah, and I was wearing those dreadful platform shoes.
Here we go.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 young men from the Emerald Isle making their first appearance on television. Joe Fiffen and Jerry Faffen, better known as Fiffen and Faffen.
Well, Jerry, what do you think of this? 2 guys on the back streets of Belfast, and here we are on national television.
Yeah, it's a shame my mammy can't see this.
Why not?
She doesn't have a television.
Doesn't she have a neighbour who has a telly?
Well, the whole family used to go round and watch our next door neighbour's television. And then he stopped it.
Why?
He got upset because Dad drilled a hole in the wall to save us walking round.
Well, I can see his point. Listen, your dad seems a bit of a character.
Oh, he was. You know, Joe, I came home from school one day and I said, Dad, I'm no good at arithmetic. He said, don't worry, son. That makes 3 of us. You know, it took me a while to figure that one out.
I'm not surprised.
Another day, I said, Dad, do all fairy tales start with once upon a time? He said, no, son. Sometimes they start with whenever I'm elected.
He sounds like a man after my own heart. Did he ever help you with your homework?
Yes, I can remember once I was struggling with my English essay, and I said, Dad, I'm not sure which is the best word to use in this sentence. Is it complete or is it finished? And he said, it's like this, son. When you marry the right woman, you're complete. When you marry the wrong woman, you're finished. But if the right woman catches you with the wrong woman, you're completely finished.
Well, why don't we do a typical school day in the life of Jerry Faffen?
That's a good idea.
Okay. I'll play the teacher.
And I'll play me.
Faffen, you're late. You've been late every day this week. Do you know what time we start?
No, sir.
Why not?
Because you're always started by the time I get here.
Didn't you set the alarm for 7?
No, sir.
Why not?
Because I'm the only one in the bedroom.
And while we're on the subject, last Wednesday you said you were sick and somebody saw you at a football match.
Sir, that fella looked like me, but it wasn't me.
How do you know he looked like you?
Because I was at the match and I seen him.
Okay, I'm going to test you now. We'll start with general knowledge. Okay?
Yeah.
Now we'll do arithmetic. It's even better, okay?
Yeah.
Now listen, if you had £10 in one pocket and £5 in the other pocket, what would you have?
Somebody else's trousers.
Okay, I'll try geography. What shape is the world?
I don't know.
I'll give you a clue. What shape is my watch?
Square.
Yeah. But the one I wear on Sundays is round. So, what shape is the world?
Square on weekdays and round on Sundays.
There's one thing for sure, Jerry. We may have been poor, but our parents taught us the most important things in life.
That's right, Joe. They taught us to count our blessings. When you're in the red, don't feel blue. You got 2 feet if you haven't got a shoe. What good's wealth if you haven't got your health? So jump out of bed each day is brand new. Diddly-di-dee-di, diddly-di-day, diddly-di, diddly-di-dee-di-day.
Meek and not being turned down, things can get tough. There's not enough to go round of money and all that stuff. But start to count your blessings and you will quickly see the best things in life really are the best, and what's more, they're for free. When you're in the red, don't feel blue. You got 2 feet if you haven't got a shoe. What good's wealth if you haven't got your health? So jump out of bed each day's brand new. Diddly-di-dee-di, diddly-di-day, diddly-di, diddly-di-dee-di. Oh, when the bank boss starts ringing, brother, you can bet. Off your praises, he won't be singing. No, he'll be talking about your debt. So put him in the diary, meet him face to face. Say you know a sick millionaire who's willing to take your place. When you're in the red, don't feel blue. You got 2 feet if you haven't got a shoe. What good's wealth if you haven't got your health? So jump out of bed each day's brand new. Diddly-di-dee-di, diddly-di-day, diddly-di, diddly-di-dee-di-day. When you're in the red, don't feel blue. It was so good to see Joe enjoying that blast from the past. It certainly stirred up some happy memories for him, and at the same time helped to take his mind off his maritable problems. When it was over, he had his cornflakes and his Rice Krispies, so he had 2 bowls that morning, and said he was heading off to the post office to post a letter to Anna. I told him to ask John and Anne at the post office to take down the advert from the window, thereby eliminating any evidence of our short-lived careers as garden party entertainers. Both Joe and I wanted to forget the whole experience as quickly as possible. However,
The next phone call proved that would be easier said than done.
Oh dear. I was hoping this wouldn't finish up on social media.
But wait, there's more. You're both surrounded by a group of very distraught people, one of which seems to be holding his jaw. To the left of the picture is a lady shielding a man in a wheelchair. I'm trying to get my head round it. I mean, have you both been involved in a protest march to get live entertainment back, and you've got involved in some sort of a scuffle? I can't see any police here.
Well, they arrived later. Let me explain, Emily. We were both sitting round the house, getting bored like everyone else during the lockdown, when a young magician called Oliver Quickly started posting some photographs of himself and his assistant on Facebook, playing these outdoor private party garden events.
Oh, so you thought you enjoyed do the same?
Well, it looked so good. The gardens were beautifully manicured. The audience were sitting in socially distant seats. There was a dove flying around and he'd obviously pulled it from nowhere. So we thought we'd give it a go ourselves.
Yes, but that sounds like a house in an affluent area. I mean, half the people in this photo look like they're on a suspended sentence. How on earth did you and Joe get to be on top of this guy? I mean, he wasn't a heckler, was he?
No. You see, we put this advert up on our local post office saying we could do private garden parties, and this guy came on and said he wanted to book us for his dad's 90th birthday. He said his dad was a massive fan of Fiffen and Faffen. Well, we were just about to go on when his next door neighbour decides to mow his lawn. So the booker chap, Reg I think he was called, well, he rushes into the house and comes out with a starting pistol. He runs towards the neighbour, waving his pistol in the air like a maniac. And to teach him a lesson, he fires the gun in the air. Well, the petrified neighbour dashes into the bushes and hides. I know, you couldn't write it.
That still doesn't explain how you and Joe had this chap pinned to the ground.
Well, Joe and I did our act, and when we came back to sing happy birthday as per contract, next thing I know, the neighbour's son rushes in and belts Reg. Joe and I hastily bundle him to the ground so that Reg can get to safety, and your man's family come round and take him away.
Did you get paid for the gig?
Yeah, Reg's wife pushed it into my hand when things got quietened down. I didn't think it was something you'd want to get involved with. I mean, we weren't paid a fortune, but if you'd like a bit of commission...
Oh, no way, Jose. You two have earned every penny of that. You're not proposing to make a career out of these things, are you?
No chance. That was our first and last. From now on, we leave the gardens to Alan Titmarsh.
Good. And when any papers come on, I'll tell them it was a family do that got out of hand.
Nice move, Emily.
Now listen, I've got a proper show for you. Do you know that disused car park next to the swimming baths?
You mean where the old Empress swimming baths used to be?
That's the one. Well, they're holding a drive-in comedy show there in a fortnight on Friday.
What on earth is a drive-in comedy show?
Exactly what it says on the tin. They put up a stage, rig up a sound system and lighting, and people drive in and have a giggle in the comfort and safety of their own cars.
I'm not sure about this.
Look, they've got drive-in movies, drive-in Starbucks, drive-in McDonald's. Why can't they have a drive-in comedy show?
Yes, but comedy was that much better in a more intimate environment.
Oh, just come out, say a few hellos, tell a few jokes and sing a song.
Yes, but surely they'll be disappointed if we don't do comedy.
Well, do some of your visual stuff.
But what if they're too far back? They can't see us.
They're offering $2,000.
What time do they want us there?
That's better. I'll email you the details. There'll be a few acts on, so do you think Joe will be up for it then?
Well, normally I can talk him into these things, but...
But what?
Well, all is not well on the domestic front. Joe's Anna wants a trial separation.
No, it's not another man, is it? I mean, how could you meet another fella during lockdown? Well, we're all supposed to be kept 2 meters apart.
Maybe they shared a hand sanitizer together.
Yeah. How's he taking it?
Not very well. He was up half the night writing a letter to her. He's just headed off to the post office to post it.
Okay, well, see what he says. Tell him it would be rather therapeutic to do a live show and hear all that laughter rather than sitting at home moping. I mean, you guys, you thrive on the live audience with the waves of the love and laughter coming across the footlights.
Very poetical, Emily. I don't know why you didn't follow your dad onto the boards yourself.
Not me, John. I like the sweet sound of the bank vault door closing, especially when it's got my money inside. Let me know if Joe's up for it. We'll talk soon.
Yeah. Stay safe. Bye.
You feel better after that?
Yeah, well, I posted a letter and I said, let's talk, give her my contact details. We'll see where we go from
Yeah,
there.
fingers crossed, eh, Joe?
Yeah. I asked the man in the post office to take down the advert from the window. He asked me how it all went.
And what did you say?
I said it went with a bang.
Nice ad-lib, Joe. Listen, Emily's been on the phone and she was saddened to hear about you and Anna.
Yeah, that's thoughtful of her, yeah.
She said she's got a gig for us.
Oh,
You know that disused car park next to the old swimming baths, the Empress?
what, the old Empress swimming bath?
That's the one. That's the one. Well, they're putting on a drive-in comedy show in 2 weeks' time.
Jerry, we've just had a nightmare experience doing open-air shows.
Yes, but that was in a guy's back garden. This will be a proper stage with sound and lighting.
But at the end of the day, it's a car park. It'd be like working in a football stadium.
Emily said we just have to engage with the crowd, wish a few people happy birthday, do a few gags, and finish with a song.
Yeah, but there could be so many distractions. Passing traffic, aeroplanes flying overhead, lawnmowers, punch-ups.
They're offering $2,000.
What time do they want us there?
You took the words out of my mouth, Joe. Besides, it will give you something to focus on while you're waiting to hear back from Anna.
Well, what sort of stuff would we do in the night?
Well, they're all in cars. Hey, why don't we do one of our car routines, like the Rolls Canardly?
Oh, yeah. Jerry, what type of car are you driving these days?
It's a Rolls Canardly.
A Rolls Canardly?
Yeah, it rolls down the hill and can hardly get up it again.
Boom, boom.
My Uncle Jasper's bought a second-hand car.
Not another one.
Yeah. He's painted the bonnet purple, right?
Yeah.
The doors blue, the roof green, and the boot yellow.
Why would he do that?
When he has an accident, he likes to hear the witnesses contradict each other.
He's always having accidents.
There's only two types of pedestrians when Uncle Jasper's on the road: the quick and the dead.
Well, that's your Uncle Jasper, a true character if ever there was one.
Yeah, the police stopped him in the car one day. The policeman said, "You were speeding." My uncle said, "So were you. You overtook me."
Well, that's logical. What happened next?
Well, then the policeman said, "You were doing 90 miles an hour." And Uncle Jasper said, "I've only been in the car 20 minutes.
Even more logical. So did they ask to see his driving license?
Yes, but when he showed it to the policeman, he said, "Hey, this is a dog license." And Uncle Jasper said, "Well, I'm driving a Rover."
That's Uncle Jasper.
A character if ever there was one.
Speaking of cars, do you know what would go even better on the night?
What's that?
The test driving routine we used to do, where I played the examiner. Do you
Oh,
remember?
yeah, I'll dig it out. We can rehearse it tomorrow. Bingo. Once Joe suggested an idea himself, I knew we were on our way. It was always a massive relief when I got Joe on board. After all, it wasn't exactly the palladium that Emily was offering. These were challenging environments. A few days later, after we'd rehearsed, we had our dinner and settled down to watch the snooker on television.
And Ronnie O'Sullivan pats the red ball nicely into the top right-hand pocket.
Joe, are you all right?
He keeps mentioning red balls. How can he be so insensitive, Jerry? Pass me one of them tissues. The one where you get the 2 blows for the price of 1. I only got 1 good blow out of that, Jerry. If I was you, I'd take these tissues back to the shop.
No, you're winding me up.
Well, the fella's got to get his own back.
Hello, Anna. It's good to hear your voice.
glad you got my letter. Yeah, as I explained, I had a wrong number. I kept getting the wrong number all the time. It kept ringing out. That's why you haven't heard from me. Pardon? You want to have a meet-up? Yeah, sure, that'd be great. Terrific.
That night I never saw a happier man. He jumped in the air and did a fist pump, then shouted to the commentator he could mention as many red balls as he liked. I broke open a bottle of champagne I'd kept for special occasions, and we finished the night with a healthy rendition of Lady in Red. Well, Joe had a lot to talk to Anna about, so we headed off to see her the next day. Well, he did, and I didn't see him until the day after. Well, Joe, how did you get on?
Oh, it's good news, Jerry. Anna and I are back together again.
Listen, that's not just good news. That's great news.
Well, it's not great news for the act, Jerry.
Well, how do you mean?
She wants me to leave show business.
What?
Yeah, her dad's retiring and he's handing over the plumbing business to her. She wants me to be head salesman, do PR for the company.
But I always thought that was the last thing you wanted to do.
Yeah, it is, but it wasn't just that.
Well,
you know, Jerry, Anna has a low opinion of the entertainment profession. She thinks we've always got women running after us.
Joe, we're in our 70s. The last groupie that ran after us tripped on our walking stick.
Look, I can see how upset you are, Jerry, but, well, you know, I haven't had the best of luck with my wives over the years, and I desperately want to hang on to Anna.
Even if it means splitting the act up again.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Well, what about the drive-in comedy show? Is that still going ahead?
Oh, yeah. We rehearsed for that. It's only right that we honour the agreement.
Well, will you be moving out now?
Oh, no. It's only a few days away. It'd be easier for rehearsals if I stay with you. It'll give me time to pack.
Okay, I'll go and tell Emily.
Jerry?
Yes?
Thanks for being so understanding.
It's whatever makes you happy, Joe. And there we had it, folks. I'd been through the emotional roller coaster of a farewell show 6 months before, and now it was happening all over again. Emily wasn't too pleased when I told her. After all, she'd put a lot of work in to help reinvent us. However, like me, she respected Joe's decision. She said that both her and her dad, Tommy, would be at our last show. The next day at rehearsals, we decided to tell the audience at the drive-in that it would be our last performance. That way, we would be able to thank Emily from the stage personally for all her hard work. Joe even suggested we sing the farewell song we'd especially written for our previous last night at the Clusters on Sea summer season. As he said himself, it was too good a song to sing only the once. Then, before we knew it, the big night was upon us.
And now, will you welcome on stage two legends of comedy, Fiffen and Faffen.
Whoa, Jerry. 40 years in the business. It's our first ever drive-in comedy show.
And you know, Joe, this reminds me of the time we did a corporate event for a leading car horn manufacturer.
Oh, yes. How do we go that night?
They didn't give a hoot. Nothing like the Pigeon Fanciers Association dinner that we played the night before.
Remind me, how did that go?
Well, we had the meeting out of our hand.
And it's certainly a unusual sight. All those people out there sitting in jalopies.
Yeah, I hope we don't get a standing ovation.
Why not?
Well, they jump up when they're going to hit their heads on the roof.
In that case, we could be driving home in open-top cars.
Very good.
Now tell me, Jerry, have you been getting on through lockdown?
Well, I started off running 4 miles every day.
That must be exhausting.
It was by the time I got to Aberdeen.
How did you manage economically?
I was lucky. The Salvation Army came round and I managed to get some clothes from them.
Were they in good condition?
Well, the dress was a bit tight, but the bonnet fitted me perfectly.
Have you any advice for people on how to keep social distancing?
Yes.
What's that?
Get bigger shoes.
Good advice, Jerry. You know, looking down at all those cars remind me, why don't we do the driving test sketch, the one we used to do?
That's a good idea.
I'm the examiner.
And I'm the fella taking the test.
Right. Morning, sir.
Morning. I'm a little bit nervous.
I thought so. You're sitting in the back seat.
I'm sorry. Should I move into the front?
Well, that would help. Have you looked in the mirror?
No, I didn't buy a newspaper.
Read me the registration of the car in front.
J20.
That's a lorry carrying soft drinks. Now, highway code. What goes red, green, amber, red, amber?
A packet of fruit pastels.
What's the most frequent sign you'll see on a country road?
Pick your own strawberries.
Right. Have you got anything behind you?
Well, I never was one for saving money.
Oh, just turn on the engine and off you go. You've just gone through a red light.
Oh, don't worry. My Uncle Jasper taught me to drive, and he always goes through red lights.
What? You've just gone through another red light.
Don't worry. My Uncle Jasper does it all the time, and he's a great driver.
Now what are you doing? The lights are in green and you're stopped.
I know. My Uncle Jasper could be coming the other way.
Well, we come to the end of our spot. And just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing our last show.
Yes, folks. After tonight, Fiffen and Faffen go our separate ways. But it has been a blast.
Before we go, we'd like to thank a young lady sitting out there in her car who's worked so hard for us over the last 6 months. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emily Hunter. And one last thing, folks. When you're driving out of the car park, please be very careful.
Because we're walking.
Take it away, maestro.
No more Fiffen and Faffen. No more messing about. It's great to hear you laughing, but now it's sobering out. No more Fiffen and Faffen. Sure, we'll have a good stuff, but it's time to do some grafting and get a proper job.
We're glad we made you grin
And brushed away that frown.
when you stop bringing them in.
It's time to bring the curtain down. No more Fiffen and Faffen. Soon we'll be on our way. Thanks for all the clapping. Tomorrow is a brand new day.
We're glad we made you smile.
And chased away those blues.
But when you go out of style,
You soon become yesterday's news. No more Fiffen and Faffen. It's time to catch the last bus. No more Fiffen and Faffen. Yes, it's goodbye from both of us. No more Fiffen and Faffen. Yes, it's goodbye from both of us. With that finale song, Fiffen and Faffen finished their careers for a second time. Joe and I were silently changing in the porta cabin. We were using that as a dressing room when we heard a knock on the door. Hello, Emily and Tommy.
What a show to go out in, boys. My mascara is still running from all those happy tears.
Yeah, I've never seen as many motorists crying. You'd think they all got parking tickets.
Listen, thanks for coming, guys.
oh, Emily, I'm sorry about the way things turned out.
Oh, you mean with Anna? Listen, you've got to hang on to what you've got. I feel the same way every time I put a tenner in my purse.
Hey, Jerry, why don't we two get together? We could do a couple of nursing homes.
Now, that's a good idea. But listen, folks, you'll have to excuse me. Anna's waiting for me outside in the car.
Oh, that's no problem, Joe. Give me a virtual hug.
Oh, and by the way, before I go, you know I'm going into the wife's plumbing business. So if any of you find a drip in your bathroom...
I've had a drip. I've had a drip in the bathroom for the last 3 months. He's called Joe Fiffen.
You have been listening to Fiffen and Faffen, the Comeback Kids, with Jonathan Young as Joe Fiffen and Jimmy Cricket as Jerry Faffen. The part of Emily Hunter was played by Mandy Stableford, and all other parts were played by Colin Meredith. The script was written by Jimmy Cricket, and the sound engineer was May Mulgrew. The programme was a Welly Boot Entertainment production.